So, I wanted to briefly talk about how I've been an Android user since forever. The last iPhone that I had was the iPhone 3G back in 2008. And ever since then, I was just really frustrated how there's a lot of things that you want to tweak with iOS that you just can't. And Android lets you tweak pretty much everything. So, I migrated over to Android for many years. I've had many Android phones. But what started to bother me about Android phones is the camera. The camera was never as good as iPhone cameras. And that used to be fine, but as I started to use the camera more and more for this YouTube channel and a bunch of social media stuff, I decided that, I was getting frustrated that everybody else's iPhone pictures and iPhone videos looked so much better than my garbage Android pictures and video. Not so much the pictures, mostly the videos. My last Android phone was the OnePlus One, and it was amazing. It was cheap, it was super powerful. Every time it updated, it didn't crap out like all of the other phones do. I would get Android updates immediately, and that was really important to me because other phones like the Samsung phones, if you get them through AT&T, first Google's got to make the update, then Samsung's got to make the update, and then AT&T's got to throw all their garbage shovelware onto it. And for OnePlus, that wasn't the case. First Google would make the update, and then CyanogenMed would package it for their phone, and that's it. It was a great experience, but the video camera was atrocious. When I started doing these vlogs, I would go to conventions, and I would have my big camera out, and at night, I wouldn't want to take the big camera out, so I would use my phone, and it was just trash. Biggest complaint that I have is the actual camera apps on all of these Android devices, because they're all different, and they're all garbage. They all have weird little bugs and weird little crashes, and on iPhone, that was just never the case. iPhone does have weird stabilization, but you can get other apps that'll turn that off. Also, that stabilization is important, because the sensor's so small, any small hand movements will jar the sensor. And on the OnePlus, that was really apparent. That was very bad. So, I knew I wanted to get rid of the OnePlus because I needed a better camera. And I was going to wait for the Nexus Pixel, or whatever the hell it's called, the new Nexus phone that's coming out. But then there was the iPhone announcement, and I saw that they have this beautiful new camera that has a telephoto lens in it that lets you zoom in on stuff. And having an optical zoom in a phone camera is like actually revolutionary. And I knew that the Nexus phone is just not going to have something like that. It's just not. So I made the switch. I bought the one. No, that's not what I bought. I bought the iPhone 7 Plus. And I'm having a hard time coping with iOS. And here are my issues. What I noticed that was an immediate problem to me was the notifications. On Android, notifications were really important to me. I used them as kind of like a reminder for certain tasks. If I got an email and I wanted to respond to it later, I would leave it in my notifications bar. If it was an email that I didn't particularly care about, I would mark it as read right there. If it was an email that I wanted to get to but could wait, I would just swipe it away, and it wouldn't be marked as read, but I would get it next time I go into my own email. Same goes for text messages. I could answer them right there in the notifications bar if I really wanted to, but I barely ever did that. On the OnePlus and also the Galaxy phones, you had the notification light. So the screen wouldn't turn on. I would just know when I had a notification, and that saves battery. Also, and I can't believe this is even a thing that I have to talk about, all of the notifications for one app would be in one line item. So if, for example, I had Discord notifications, it would be one line item. It would say, hey, you have Discord notifications. So I'd click on it, it would open up Discord, and I would see all the rest of the things that was happening in the chat. Same thing with text messages, same thing with GroupMe, same thing with Facebook Messenger. But on iPhone, for some really stupid reason, all of the notifications for all of the apps are separated into separate line items. And it makes it look like you have so many more notifications than you actually do. It's infuriating. And if you click on it, it doesn't open it. You have to swipe it to the right, which is fine. That's something I need to get used to. But on Android, if you swiped it, it would just get rid of it. So I don't know what to do. If you want to just clear it without opening it, you have to swipe to the left and then hit clear. That's two functions. That's two things you have to do. I know that's nitpicking, but that's what this whole video is going to be nitpicking. So if you don't like that, then go watch another friggin' video. Another thing that I'm starting to get used to is the touch feedback, or the force touch, or whatever the hell you want to call it. How everything has it senses the pressure of your finger, so everything has like a million different functions. It just makes everything that much more complicated. I have to memorize now all of the different functions of all of these different presses and stuff, and sometimes it doesn't even work. If I want to move something around on the home screen, I have to hold down on the app that I want to move, and everything's supposed to start shaking, but if I hold down too hard, it'll bring up a right-click menu. Also, if I want to swipe to the left to clear a notification, it might open the camera. Apple is supposed to pride themselves on being user-friendly. That's their whole shtick. The whole Mac OS is super user-friendly. iOS is just so jam-packed with features now that it's becoming less and less user-friendly. The thing is that I know that these notifications are usable because most people I know have iPhones, and they're the laymen. They're not up with technology, so I know that it's something that I just have to get used to. But how long is that going to take, and is it going to work with my workflow? It doesn't mean that I'm not allowed to have problems with it. I'm definitely allowed to have problems with it. I just learned that if you swipe and clear the notification, it will be marked as read, even though it doesn't say that. I feel like that's important. But that only works on text messages. It doesn't work on emails. And emails are weird because you got the Gmail app and you got the actual Apple app, and I have no idea which one's better. I'm only getting notifications on the Gmail one, so I guess I don't know. There's something I need to learn. Also, why in God's name does the home screen rotate? When am I ever gonna need the home screen to rotate? That's another one of those functions that I went into the settings and tried to turn off, and you just can't do it. You can turn the zoom on the whole OS, and that stops it from rotating for some reason, but I don't want to be zoomed in. I'm spoiled by Android because I'm able to tweak all of these little things. And on iOS, I find myself looking up, how do I turn this setting off, or how do I do this? And the answer is no, you can't. And I've never been told no, you can't for a setting on Android. It's very frustrating. But I've been downloading a few games. Stickman Golf. I just got, what's it called? Riptide, which is alright. It's like a wave race kind of weird, cheap clone. But it looks good. Implosion, which was expensive, but that looks pretty good. So I'm going to try to take advantage of the A10 chip playing these really highfalutin games. There's that one that they demoed. I forgot the name. Oz, I think it's called. I'll give it a try. As for the camera, the whole reason I bought it, I think it's worth it because these pictures that I took came out amazing. And it's just something where I take my phone out, snap the picture. I don't even try to set up the shot or anything or fix the focus. It just worked. As for video, I haven't had much experience with video, but I will say this whole video was filmed on the iPhone 7 Plus. All of the shots, even the shots of the One Plus, God damn it. Even the shots of the iPhone 7 Plus, I'm using Vicky's iPhone 7 Plus. I will say that I'm using this Rode video mic because I don't trust the iPhone mic. I'll unplug it later so you can get a feel for what the audio is like. I'm using this as a backup in case this mic gets too much wind noise from being outside. But yeah, there's no lighting or anything different. This is just I'm filming in 4K, so I can zoom in and zoom out or whatever. And I'm going to edit this in iMovie on the phone. So the whole video, everything's going to be edited on the phone. That's why there's no cool, weird graphics going on, probably. So I don't regret getting the iPhone. I just need to get used to these dumb notifications. Also, if, the next Nexus or Pixel phone has a really good camera, then, maybe next year I'll make the switch, but I'll definitely stick with the iPhone for the year. And we'll see how it goes. This week, I'm going to be at TwitchCon, and I'm going to vlog it like I normally do, so we'll see how versatile the camera is then. Put it through its paces, and then I'll come back to you and tell you how I felt. Let me know what you guys think about iOS, and if you have the new iPhone, let me think. Tell me what you think about the new iPhone. And are you considering making the switch because of the camera on the Android phones? Leave it in the comments below. I'm on Twitter. All this other social media garbage that I don't know if I can put in because I'm using iMovie. Anyway, thank you guys very much, and I will see you in a normal video very soon. Oh, and here's what the phone sounds like with the regular camera. I hope I didn't screw everything up by doing that. The regular mic, I mean. This is the regular mic. And now I'm over here, far away, using the regular mic, and now I'm walking towards you with the regular mic, and this is what it sounds like. Goodbye.